No, don't worry about it, mate. No, you're going to be fantastic. Listen, I know you're not used to being in front of the camera, but don't worry about it. Look, you sound amazing, right? And then, no, thank you. No, don't be daft. Look, you sound amazing. Let me just fix your hair a little bit. And then, you know, I think we're done here. Let's do this. I love you too. Come on, you're my best mate. Let's do it. Alright, David Harry here, and in this video I'm going to be testing the RODE VideoMicro with the new GoPro Hero9 Black and the new Media Mod for the GoPro Hero9 Black. So I'm going to get straight into this. I will be explaining things as I go along, but just also remember this video is being uploaded in 5K, so please watch it at the highest resolution possible in order to get the most benefit from the picture quality. Then I will come back at the end and do a very quick summary. Okay, so for the first part of this testing then, what I'm going to do is just walk for a little bit right next to this busy main road. Although right now it's not that busy because the lights are stopping the traffic further up. But what I'm going to do is just do some kind of turning and stuff in and around the traffic, as it were. So I'll turn the camera around away from me so the mic is pointing to the traffic and then pointing back to myself. See what the pickup's like, and then I'll do that thing where I turn around with the microphone in front of me and put me back to and from the, you know, the traffic and that. And then that way we should get an idea of how well that the microphone is rejecting or not rejecting the noises other than my voice. Okay, so right now there's traffic directly behind the microphone, so I'll turn it around, and then now that's the traffic into the microphone and I'm behind it. And I turn it back around to myself again there. And what was the difference like between the microphone picking me up or not when it was pointing away from me into the traffic and then pointing back at my face? Now what I'm going to do is turn around so I'm facing the microphone, but the traffic is going to be behind me. So I am between the microphone and the traffic right now. How well is it picking me up? Because it's going to be picking the traffic up as well. And then what I'm going to do here is turn around so I've now got the traffic behind the camera and the microphone is just now pointing back at me again. Okay, so I need to get into the park here because standing by a busy main road is not necessarily ideal for vlogging. Okay, so I'll just walk into the park now, get away from all that noise. Now, of course, the reason why I do that type of testing is because, you know, you don't know where you're gonna go when you're doing vlogging. I mean, as for instance right now, there's a siren. So you don't know where you're gonna go vlogging. So you're definitely not gonna know what type of sounds are around you, especially if you go to somewhere which is unfamiliar. And plus also, if you're vlogging in the city, you're more likely to run into more noises than what you would do vlogging in the countryside. And I dare say the odd sheep or cow doing its thing in the countryside is probably going to be a little less distracting than all that traffic there. But nonetheless, we have to know what exactly we can get away with a particular microphone when it is paired up with something like this, which is obviously the GoPro Hero9 Black with its Media Mod. And now I shall get into some boring information about the setup for the GoPro Hero9 Black and its Media Mod. So as far as the setup is concerned for the GoPro, it is basically as out of the box as possible. So what that means is it's going to be fully auto for the likes of shutter, white balance. Also, I believe it's set to 100 minimum, 1600 maximum for ISO when it comes out the box. I'm also in GoPro color as well. Now, the only things that I have intervened with here are to set the microphone and to set the frame rate and to set the resolution. So as I would have said from the outset, this is in 5K at 25 frames per second. Also, it is being uploaded at 5K as well. Now, as far as the microphone is concerned, what I've got here is the Media Mod set to standard. So I don't use that plus mode or boost or whatever they call it. For any information on that stuff, just check out my previous GoPro videos because I go into some great detail about how to set microphones up with Media Mods and with the external 3.5mm mic adapter and such. So these settings I have now are as close to out of the box as possible. So what we're going to see here is a very good representation of what anybody can do with this setup. So No special settings, nothing like that. And the reason for no special settings and nothing like that is because the simple fact is most people don't mess with these things. They just want to use them as basic as possible and get out and do their thing. Now, I will of course be doing stuff to do with other manual things to do with the Hero 9, you know, setting it up in like, you know, GoPro whatever and all the rest of it, flat modes, and getting into like setting stuff manually. But for the best part, most people don't do that. So with a whole bunch of these videos, that is exactly what I'm going to do, and that is use it as exactly as most people would, and give people a really good idea of exactly what they should be expecting from the exact same setup. Because whilst this is primarily a test of the microphone for this particular setup, anytime I do stuff like this, I do like to do other things within the videos which will give people an idea of other stuff. Hence why, you know, keep it as bog standard as possible and all the rest of it. Anyways, what I'm going to do is just walk in and out of some other environments here, a bit shady, not so shady. Now, the weather itself is quite cloudy, although it is bright as well, so that'll give you an idea of stuff here as well. In fact, once I get into one of the fields, I'll kind of turn in and out of the sun so we can get an idea of that as well. Also, stabilization is just on its normal stabilization, so it's not like ramped up or not on here. Okay, so I'm just going to stand still for a bit in one of the fields. Now, the sun is going in and out of like the cloud and what have you. I'll try and catch it when it gets sunny if I can, if I don't have to wait around too long for that. Although it's highly likely I'm probably going to catch rain before I catch more sun, to be honest. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn the microphone around me and then talk as I'm doing it and explain what I'm doing. I know I've done this by the main road, but that was so that we could see or hear what the rejection was like of the other sounds around me. Right now, this is purely going to be a cardioid pattern test, and then what I will do is flip over onto the microphone off the Media Mod and try that. So right now what you're hearing is what we call on axis as far as a cardioid microphone is concerned. Right now I am at one of the 90 degrees off axis to the microphone, which means I should have dropped off a little bit. Now I am 180 degrees off axis to the microphone, and at this point I should be the quietest as far as this microphone is going to pick me up, and that's only because it is a cardioid and it should be picking up less from its rear. Now this is the other 90 degree axis. I should have gotten a bit louder again compared to it being 180 degrees off axis, and then once again back round to the front again, and I should now be the loudest I should be. Okay, so I'm now on to the internal microphone of the Media Mod. Now what I've done here, I've got its foam filter on, as we would have seen, you know, from the setup at the beginning of the video. But also, that means that I can switch off that wind function inside the menu. So what it is, you have this thing called wind in the menu, and it is designed to help reduce wind noises. Well, to be honest, anything like that will also drastically alter a certain range of, like, you know, frequencies, which in turn will alter the tone and stuff of whatever it's picking up, and usually that would impact on dialogue. So what I've done is switch that off, because we do have a foam filter on it anyway, so hopefully this foam filter should be enough for the slight little breeze that I've got going on here. So what I'm going to do now is go through that cardioid pattern test with the internal microphone on the Media Mod, and I won't do the rear version of it because I would never use it anyway, and because it is vlogging, I think this is the one that is going to be most useful for people. So that is 190 degree axis there that we're listening to. We should have noticed me drop off a little bit there. Anyways, that is now 180 degrees off axis. We should have noticed a considerable drop off there due to this microphone now being in a characteristic which GoPro referred to as directional. Now what we've got here is the other 90 degree axis. Once again, this should have gotten a bit louder compared to 180 degrees, but it shouldn't be as loud as what it is now, because it's now pointing straight at me. Now, to be honest, I just was not a fan in any way whatsoever of the microphone on the Media Mod for the Hero 8. But here's the thing though, this is the first time I've actually tried this mic, and what it is, I might be doing another test after I've done this video. So this is the first time I've tried the mic, and I don't know, I might be pleasantly surprised with it, who knows. But I'll listen to this when I get in and have a little quick like mention of it. But now what I'm going to do is just take a little walk elsewhere, do a little bit more, and then I think that should be job done for this very first microphone test. All right, so I'm going to do one more little take here, just talk a bit more, give ourselves another idea of what it's like back on the little VideoMicro. Now the thing is, it is quite breezy, so both the micro and the internal mic on the Media Mod are both going to be like subject to what's going on. The breeze is picking up and down and all that stuff. And again, with stuff like this, if you've got dead cats and such, you should always have them on. Or if you've got any kind of foam filtering, again, always have them on, because you don't know when you're outdoors as to when these like little gusts might kind of like jump in and jump out and stuff like that. And the last thing you would want is to have been like in a really good take, and then you get back in and you find it's being wiped out by the wind and stuff. And like I was just saying there then as well, this is the first time I've tested the internal mic on the Media Mod. Now to be honest, you know, I would love to be like surprised by this, and the reason why is this: as much as what I love the RODE VideoMicro, and it is indeed my favorite vlogging microphone of all time, the thing is, I would really love to go out without an external microphone and something that is built into the camera. If it can work and do like a really good audio for like dialogue, I would well much prefer that as well. So hopefully anyway, they may have improved this internal mic system. Now I appreciate it definitely isn't going to be a shotgun microphone, and to the credit, GoPro have stopped calling it that. So there is that, that's a plus point about the internal mic on the Media Mod for the Hero9. But I'm just hoping that there is something about it which is going to be useful for the vloggy thing, because like I say, you know, if you can go out without an external mic, and even if the external mic is better, you know, I think for like most vlogging, it's a case of convenience for most people. So if I can get out and like, you know, use internal mics on anything, I would rather do that. Anyways, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to shoot off indoors, have a little listen to all this stuff, see how it all sounds. In fact, by the way, it's just gone very breezy again. I'm just going to turn around here. Once again, we're just testing the VideoMicro here to see how it's picking up this breeze. What it is, where I am, it kind of funnels through a little bit. So this will give us an idea of how the VideoMicro is responding to this breeze right now. Anyways, indoors, have a listen, do a summary. Okay, so to an end summary then, and for this particular video it's going to be really quick because I am not going to give an opinion or an appraisal or anything like that. What I want to do with this video is to see what other people think. So without me having to prompt people or colour people's opinions and stuff like that, please let me know in the comments to this video what you think of that setup there, and also what you thought of the internal mic on the Media Mod itself, and by comparison, which one did you prefer? Did one have more advantage over the other, or just in general, did one just have a better tone for you and what you would think would be the better sound? I'm really interested to know that without colouring people with my opinion of these things. And just quickly as well, you'll have noticed I use this thing which is an offset bracket which I put together with some bits and pieces. There'll be a video probably pop up here, if not a link in the description, going to a video showing you where to, like, you know, where you can put one of these together. They're really cool. Not only do they work amazingly well with a GoPro, because a GoPro has got such a wide field of view, and you can put a large number of microphones on this bracket without entering the field of view. Also, it works on a whole bunch of other cameras as well. So if you're going to be doing vloggy stuff, defo check out my video for that bracket and the links to go and build the bits up to like put it together. It's dead easy to make. Anyway, I think that's probably it. And as ever, there's going to be links in the description to this video as to where you can go buy all the bits that I've used. But maybe more importantly, there's going to be 2 playlists as well. One playlist linking to all me RODE microphone stuff, and also a playlist which will start building up over time, which is probably going to end up going to a website for all me hero stuff as well. Anyways, I've done really well to keep it this short at the end, so I'm going to get off. I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.